All right. All right, all right, all right. Let's get a little music in here. Check, check, check. All right, all right, all right. In here. That's the sounds of Sade. All right, welcome, 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 welcome. Yeah, that's the sounds of Sade in the building. Now, I know if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you cannot hear my music. But music just sets the atmosphere for what we're going to do tonight. And tonight we got something good. And tonight I gotta tell y'all something. Well, maybe I should wait. Maybe I should wait, and I'm gonna tell y'all in a little bit. But I gotta tell you something. Like, I'm gonna tell you this. So, so y'all know that my expertise is communication, and y'all know that I talk about communication all the time. I talk about because I know that the number one reason that relationships fail is because of uncommunicated expectation and needs. Meaning, you have a need, you have an expectation of someone, but you don't really communicate that need or expectation, or you communicate it poorly, and the other person does not understand or follow through or meet that need or expectation. And you, on the person who has the need, who has the expectation, you want them to meet it. But when they don't meet it, what you do is you begin harboring resentment towards them. Does that sound about right? Then it kind of looks like anger. Then it looks like frustration. Then you get to uh, indifference. And when you get to indifference, it is the worst place to be. I often tell people, how do I know a relationship is over? When the relationship gets to indifference. Now you might say, no, I'm mad as hell. I was like, there's still a chance for the relationship. You still, they say you still love. I say, I hate the person. Oh, still a chance for that relationship. And they said, really, Coach? I said, yes. I said, they said, well, how do you know it's over? When one of the parties becomes indifferent. And indifferent sounds like this. I don't care what they do. They can run across the street. I might miss them. They might get hit by a car. Okay. I don't care who they're seeing. It doesn't really matter what they do. I'm not really concerned. That, my friend, is when you get to indifference. And when you get to indifference, it is the beginning of the end of the relationship. So tonight, we're going to talk about that. But we're going to talk about it in terms of how we get there, how you know you're getting there. So, have you ever been in a relationship and you just silent? You don't tell them how you feel anymore. You don't tell them how you feel. You don't argue anymore. You don't do anything. You just silent. Well, if that's you tonight, it's the beginning of the end of the relationship. And so I want to help you save the relationship. So tonight we're going to talk about silence is the silent killer of relationships. And we're going to talk about how do I know when you become emotionally unavailable in the relationship and it is displayed, it is perpetuated through silence, meaning you ain't saying nothing. And so, what's up, Adam? Hadn't seen you in a while, Adam. My God, good to see you. So tonight we're going to talk about silence is the silent killer of a relationship. How do you overcome being emotionally unavailable? How do you overcome you being emotionally unavailable or the other person? So we're going to talk about that. But before we do, I'd love to recognize you. If you could tell me your name and where you're checking in from, because I want to properly welcome you, because you could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me tonight. And y'all know I come on Tuesday and Thursday nights. And tonight we filmed some content in the back. We filmed some content, just videos that I put out. And I wasn't gonna come on, but I said, no, somebody need me tonight. Adrian from Texas. All right, that's Adam. What's up, Adrian? From Texas? Okay. Who else we got in the building? Terrence from Chicago. What's up? Appreciate you joining us, Terrence, tonight. Samantha, my student. Hey, Samantha. Hey, we got Gracefully Aging from Louisiana in the building. We've got Rhonda from Alabama. Alma, is it Alma from Mexico in the building? Lucy from Massachusetts in the building. AJ from Chicago. Natalia from Austin, Texas in the building. We've got LaWanda from High Point, North Carolina. We've got Melissa from Ethiopia. Great. Thank you, Melissa, for joining us tonight. We got Tashika from Florida in the building. Kareem. Hey, Kareem from New York City. All right, we got Cucumber Melon from New York City in the building. So thank you all for joining. You could be anywhere in the world. I appreciate you. My girl, Rita Lanice in the building. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about when you have become emotionally unavailable and you get silent. And maybe you're dating somebody who is emotionally unavailable. Why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because I have a challenge coming up on March 10th. And y'all, it's going to be one of my most profound communication challenges that I've ever done. And the reason it's going to be so profound, because I am going to save some of your relationships. I am going to save some of your relationships with a significant other, somebody you're dating, and I'm going to save a relationship from some family and friends, some friends that you have, and you are no longer available emotionally with your friends, with your family, with your significant other. Maybe when you're dating, you're not emotionally available. And so tonight, I'm going to talk about how do you navigate when someone is not emotionally available? And so the first thing that most people do is, like my client, I have a client recently, is they want to throw the relationship away. All right. They want to just get rid of the relationship. And then I asked the client, I went a little bit deeper and I asked the client, I said, if the person was more vulnerable, this is what emotional unavailability is. Unavailability is. They're not vulnerable and willing to allow you to get inside to places that are sensitive to them. And maybe it's something you want to talk about the relationship. Maybe it's mama don't want to talk about the molestation that happened to you. Maybe it's your father not wanting to talk about them not being there when you were growing up. And maybe, just maybe, it's somebody you're in a relationship with not wanting to talk about some infidelity that occurred. And so, whenever these sensitive issues arise, many times we shut down, we get quiet. We want to disconnect from anything that might potentially lead us to pain. Does that sound like any of you? Does that sound like anybody you've dated? Now, what I'm going to tell you is the first thing that I don't want you to do is I don't want you to throw away the relationship if they have other qualities. If this is the only reason why, then I want you to understand you have to, number one, develop the skill set to be able to communicate with that person. Because I'm going to tell you something. People just don't arrive at emotional unavailability. There is something that triggered that. There is something that caused that. There is something that was the catalyst for that to happen, the stimuli, if you will. Now, and so you want the person to open up because you are close to that person. You want to get closer with that person, but you cannot seem to crack the code. You can't seem to get the person to tell you anything significant or about them, or they don't want to discuss some things that seem a little too sensitive. And you don't know how to do it. But before you throw them away, and in my challenge, my upcoming challenge that's coming up, it's going to be 5 days of intense communication training. You all know that I am a specialist when it comes to communication. I am. I just am. And I've saved a lot of relationships. And I've helped people get in relationships with communication. And what do I mean by that? Some people I've helped get into relationships because they didn't know how to ask questions. They didn't know how to communicate on a deeper level. They didn't know that until they were trained. How come, y'all, many of you want to, but you don't know how to? You don't know how. Great morning from South Africa. Thank you for joining me. You could be anywhere in the world, and I appreciate you. So, what we want to talk about, I'm going to focus tonight in this session. I'm going to talk about the reasons why people are emotionally unavailable. Now, when you come to the challenge, I'm going to show you how to peel back layers. Now, get this though, get this. And then I'm going to show you how to teach another person how to peel back layers with you. Not just you peeling back layers with them, I'm going to teach you how to teach them, how to train them how to peel back layers from you. Because understand this. Understand this, y'all. It is a process of gaining trust while strategically gaining their trust while strategically getting them to trust you. Notice what I said. It is a process of you gaining their trust while strategically getting them to trust you. You to trust them. That's the same thing. It's a process of you gaining their trust and you trusting them. Okay. And you trusting them. Now, so let's talk about why that's important. Because if I'm emotionally unavailable, that means that I have a trust issue. That means that I don't trust you completely. I might love you completely, but I may not trust you completely with my heart. I may not trust you completely with my past. I may not trust you completely with things that have occurred in my life. I may not trust you completely because so emotional unavailability is rooted in trust and or lack of trust. See, you think is they don't want to talk to you. You think that it's no, it's not that. It's that they don't trust you. And so what part of it is, and let me explain why. Number one. And so this point this point, I don't want you to throw people away. I just want you to understand where people come from. And a lot of you come from the same place. Number one, you have a history of being hurt. And see, you view everyone else through the lens of that pain. I call it your pain brain. You see, when you view people through the lens of your pain, when you think about what I'm about to say, y'all, when you view people through the lens of your pain, you believe that the person will eventually hurt you. Oh, wow, coach, for real? Yes, you may not say it out loud that I believe you're going to hurt me, but eventually you believe the person is going to hurt you. And so part of it is if you have somebody that is emotionally unavailable, what I'm going to teach you in the challenge, I'm going to teach you how to build the trust, how to build that trust little by little, peel it just little by little. And you're not going to say, hey, I'm going to build trust because I know you don't trust me. No, you're not going to do that. I'm just going to show you the things that you should do that are going to help you develop this trust in the person. All right, does that make sense? And so in my challenge, the challenge is called, it's a 5-day challenge I'm doing. It's called Beyond the Silence, communicating with emotionally unavailable people. It's going to be 5 days. And on one of the days, I'm going to show you how a person arrived there. Then I'm going to show you on another day how you peel back the layers. And then I'm going to show you how to get the person to begin sharing more once they start the process. All of this I'm going to teach you because whether y'all know it or not, it might not be just a romantic relationship. It might be your mama. It might be your father. It might be your sister that you can't get close to because they're emotionally unavailable. Wow, coach, are you serious? Yes, I am. The second reason why people don't share with you that they are emotionally unavailable is because of their attachment style. And they have an insecure attachment style. It may be, it may be an avoidant attachment style, an avoidant dismissive attachment style. It may be an avoidant anxious attachment style. And what happens is they don't want to share because remember, they don't trust you. They believe that they're going to get hurt or they feel like they're going to get rejected. There are many of you listening to me tonight who have a fear of rejection. And so to cope with this fear, what you do is you do certain things. You act like you don't care. You say, well, it don't matter to me. They all cheat anyway. I ain't gonna give them my heart. For what? All that is just a coping mechanism. I'm gonna get you before you get me. I ain't gonna get too close to them. Yeah, we can smash. That's all you want. Anyway, and all you're doing, those are simply coping mechanisms. And with these coping mechanisms, you're attempting to deal with future pain in the present. Wow. Wow. I'll say that again. What you're doing essentially is you are attempting to deal with future pain in the present. What you're doing is you're coping yourself. And somebody said you set yourself up for disappointment. It's a setup. And so what I'm saying to you is, y'all, let's get the education. Let's get knowledge. Let's begin becoming a better version of ourselves. A lot of people will sit at home and you don't want to put yourself out there. And then when you do put yourself out there, what you do? You say everybody's the same. There are no good men. There are no good women. And you lie to yourself because that's not true. That is the way you protect yourself. Instead of protecting yourself that way, why not protect yourself by getting the answers, getting the knowledge that you need? Just ask it. And so in this challenge, I'm going to promote my challenge until the 10th. because somebody out there, because somebody out there needs it. Somebody out there, needs to learn, needs to be better, to become a better person, need to get the knowledge to understand how to communicate. And so I've been doing these free sessions, y'all. And what I realized, I've been doing free sessions till the end of the month. And I think my team was telling me, are we going to go one more month with the free 30-minute sessions? And I said, I will decide at the end of the month. And let me tell you why. I said, I did this because it's kind of like me giving back to God who has blessed me. Who I have a big platform. I got a lot of clients, I got a lot of people in my academy. So I wanted to, there are some people who would not book me because maybe they couldn't afford my discovery session fee. So I said I wanted to do it. I wanted to give back. But what I realized, here's what I realized. I realized that a lot of people really don't want to change. They really don't want to get help. They don't. They just want me to confirm what they believe. And so I already know that about 8 minutes in, but I said, I'm going to stay the course. I'm going to help them the best way I can, even if they're not listening to me. And I said, because what I realized, because y'all, I have almost as many men now as women who book sessions with me. I have almost as many men clients. Men need to come to this challenge too, beyond the silence. Because a lot of men just get quiet. They don't want to argue anymore. They're tired of it and they don't know what to do. So what they do is they just get quiet too. And whenever you get quiet in a relationship, it is the beginning of the end. That is the reason why I always say silence is the silent killer of relationships. Because once you're no longer talking, once you're no longer communicating, then you have resigned yourself. You have resigned yourself that this is the extent of the growth of my relationship. And because it's the extent of the growth of my relationship, I will just settle for what it is. Have you ever heard yourself say something like this? Well, it is what it is. You ever heard yourself say that about the relationship? You know what that symbolizes? What that really means is the relationship will never get any better than it is today. I'm not going to do any more than I'm going to do today. And I've resigned myself that this is the best that I will have. Wow. So whenever I see people say it is what it is, I say the relationship is close to being finished. Y'all, I'm just telling you, I'm just confirming what many of you have said to yourself. I'm just confirming what many of you have said silently. I'm just confirming it. That's all. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. And so what I will say is this. For those of you, and I'm about to get off, for those of you who want to come to this challenge that I have, it's called Beyond the Silence, and it's called Communicating with Emotionally Unavailable People. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to click the link in the bio and sign up for it. All right. I would suggest you do VIP because with VIP, you got access to me and you can ask me any questions. We're going to meet an hour before the class. And then you get access to the recordings because you're going to need the recordings afterwards. So if anybody wants to sign up, now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm still booking, so it's still February. I'm still booking sessions, free sessions. Now, here's the thing, though. I will book a session. All you got to do is email me at coachkencanion@gmail.com and say, I want a free 30-minute session. But I only want to talk to people who want to talk about your communication and you're interested in being in the challenge. That's it. Now at another time, I might talk about he cheated on you or whatever. But if you want to talk about improving communication, whether it's be for you, your spouse, if it's a couple, if it's two of y'all, if it's a man or woman, I'm open. I will do the free session. I will. And you can email me at coachkencanion at gmail. Say, hey, I want to book a 30-minute session. I want to book a 30-minute session to see if the challenge is right for me, or I want to talk to you about a communication problem that I have with my spouse, or better half, or my mother, or my brother, or somebody. If you want to talk about that, you can book a free session with me. I've been doing free sessions for the last 2 months. I've been listening to a lot of stuff, but for now, I only want to talk about for people who want to talk about the challenge, who are interested in coming to the challenge, who are interested in changing their communication. They're tired of meeting the same people. You're tired of attracting the same people. You wonder why you keep going out with people, but you can't vet people. Now, I'll do a meeting for this. If you can't figure out why you keep picking the wrong person, I'll do that. Or you don't know how to vet a person to know if they're real. I'll do that because I know how to do all of that. But if anybody is interested in anything like that, if you're interested in the communication that I teach, if you're interested in the potential challenge coming or not, book a session with me, 30-minute session for free. If you're not, no, I don't want to right now. I just want to hold it open for the people who want to change. That's pretty much it. I'm sorry, I've been doing it for 2 months, and maybe next month I'll start back up the free sessions for everybody who you can tell me about, your baby's father and he got somebody else pregnant. Maybe I'll do that then. But right now, I want the people who want to change, who are ready to change. And if nobody books it, I'm good with that too. I got plenty of work to do now. All right. I just wanted to leave y'all with that. Y'all know I'm a straight shooter. I just want to give it to you straight. And some people just like to hear me talk. I like that too. I like if you just like to hear me talk, that makes me feel good too. But for the people who know they need to change, you want to change, I appreciate you. Just email me at coachkencanion at gmail.com. Say I want to book a session. My team will get you booked and we'll figure that out. Other than that, y'all, I'm going to leave you with something. I had a client who was kind of like some people. She wasn't my client for a long time. And then I told her, she called me, she told me all of the reasons why she was having the problems she was having. She told me all of the reasons. I had a guy like this too. But then when she got finished telling me all of the reasons why it happened, I said, call me back when you're ready to change. She was like, what? I said, email me back when you're ready to change, because right now you're not ready to change. All you're trying to do is find an excuse to stay the same. And she got offended, and I'm okay with that. But she called me back and she said, I'm ready to change. Well, I wish that I could hold this phone up and show you her testimonial. She's in a great relationship right now. And she said, I never would have believed that it was possible. Never. But because of what you taught me, because of you holding me accountable, because of you not allowing me to languish in my past, I have this relationship. So for those of you who are ready to change, when you're ready to change, reach out to me. All right? That is my time. If you're interested in signing up for the challenge, I want you to go to the link in my bio, click on my link tree, and you'll see Beyond the Silence, communicating with emotionally unavailable people. All right. Oh, thank you, Anna. Anna says, thank you for your time. You're awesome. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day. Great evening.